everyone, you're here to learn new artistic things out of paper. I'm sure you all know as you grow up, things become a little trickier. The folds get a little difficult, but then the end result is truly splendid. We're now going to make a bird which is found usually near the seashore. It is white in color. Have you guessed it already? It's a seagull. So let's make one. Take a sheet of paper and keep the white side up. Now turn it sideways so that you have a corner pointing upwards. Fold the bottom corner to the top corner. Press your folds and then lift the bottom corner and fold it to the top. So that it becomes half here. And fold this fold and you will find a center line here in this piece of rectangle. Now the next thing you need to do is fold this base of the triangle upwards until you reach somewhere near this line. There are going to be approximately 4 folds. Let's do it. Let's begin with the first one. This is not very thick. This is a thin strip of paper. So this is one, and then a second one, the third one, and finally the fourth one. Now you can see this line is just a guiding line for you. You might reach somewhere near this line. So there are 4 folds like this, and this triangle that you see above this base has to be lifted. Just the top sheet, the top leaf comes down like that. And you can see the white square in between. Now you have to fold the left side to the right side from the back side like this and fold it into half. It's a thick paper, so it gets a little tricky. So let's do it gently. There you go. And now one is going to be the head and the other one is going to be the tail of the bird. So let's do that. Turn it sideways and backwards. And after this mountain fold, make a small valley fold like this and fold it like that, and you will see there is a valley fold here and a mountain fold here and one fold right at the back. So making use of all these lines, you simply have to push it like this from the top. First open this a little, just push this head, it comes downwards. And fold it back in such a way that it rests over the body. And the tip comes in the front. Now, the next thing you need to do is fold this part in the front just a little, and then on the back side. So flip it over and fold it on the other side as well. Now this is done only to give a little 3D effect to our bird. So when you open both the flaps, you will have this center part like that. And let's make the beak once again. You have the folds ready. You simply have to fold it back. And your bird is ready for you to take a flight. And what you have is the seagull ready for you. We are now going to make an animal which is often thought of as being very clever. Any guesses? We're going to make a fox. So let's take a brown sheet of paper. In fact, you also have some red colored foxes often found in the edges of forest of England, and they have fat bushy tail. Now even this one is going to have a little bushy tail. Let's make one. You're going to first fold the paper in half, unfold, and you have to cut it along this line because you need 2 sheets of paper. One half will be used to make the body and the other half will be used to make the head. Now the other half will not be used completely. You have to fold it again into half and make the 1/4. Let's cut it along the line first. And this sheet will be used to make the body. And for the head we need 1/4 of that paper. So let's fold it into half, and this is the 1/4. So let's cut along the line. Let's keep it aside for a while until we finish making the body. Now take this sheet and place it in such a way that you have the longer sides on the top and the bottom side, while the shorter ones are on the left and the right side. Keep the white side up and fold it from top to bottom. We need a center line, so unfold it and now fold in the top left corner to the center line, and then the bottom left corner also to the center line, having done that, you have to fold in this top left corner to the center line, beginning to fold from this left tip. If you find it comfortable, you can turn the sides. Make sure you fold just the right sides. So you have a tip here. Let's turn it again. You have to fold this right side inwards, but just a little, not too much. That's it. So the right side also gets folded in. Now you simply have to lift one side and fold it onto the other. Let's do it from the top side to the bottom. Now if you see carefully, you will have a tip here, and this part, which is almost like a rectangle, if it has a line here. So let's make one. Start folding the left side to the right. Make a fold at this point where the slanting fold ends. This slanting line ends at this point here. So let's make a straight fold here. When you unfold this, you will find a nice little straight line here which divides the two parts. The left side is a triangle and the right side is a rectangle. You have to fold this left side to the right. Start folding from this tip, top tip of the rectangle, this left side which you have just created a crease here. So fold it like this from the top tip of the straight line, and you will have another line here. Now open the two flaps and pushing it from the right side here, bring the left side in the front and the left tip points downwards. Now lift it again once more and you have to make an inward fold. This is going to be the tail of your fox. So just push it a little and this side comes on the top like this. Now you have made one inward fold, you have to make another one on the same side. Let's lift this tip and fold it back. This, unfold. We finished making this part. Let's go on to the right side. You simply have to fold both the corners just a little from the corner. Flip it over. And do it to the other side as well. Fold it outside, both the corners, same from both the sides. Now the body is ready. Let's go on to make the head. Let's keep this aside for a while. Just take one of the sheets from the two that you have cut initially. We're going to use just the 1/4 size of paper. So keep the white side up and turn it sideways. Fold it from top corner to bottom. Having done that, lift the top left corner and start folding from the bottom tip. Start folding from the bottom tip, and if you want a center line, you can make that. But if you can do without it, it's just fine. It might just help having a center line here. Just fold it to the center line and this left tip ends up pointing upwards. Let's do the same to the right side tip. Make sure there's a little gap between the two folds, just a little, to have that a little separate look, because these are going to be the ears of your fox. Flip it over. All you need to do is draw a pair of eyes and a nose, and the last bit to do is paste them together. Great. The fox is known to be very clever, but you indeed have proved yourself to be very clever by making something so amazing. Now, how about having some more fun with the paper and making a fun thing called a pinwheel? I'm sure you've spotted it somewhere in the fairs or the marketplace. It is so much fun when you see it rolling with the wind. So let's start it. Take any square sheet of paper in any color that you want. Keep the white side up. Fold this left side to the right. Need a center line. Fold in half. Unfold. There you have a center line. Now fold the left side to the center line. Followed by the right side, which also gets folded to the center line. Now, fold the top side to the bottom, unfold to get this center line. Now fold the top side to this center line, and then the bottom one also to the center line. Now what you need next is fold from the top left corner to the bottom right corner, so that you have a diagonal line running from corner to corner. So let's fold it from one corner to the another corner. Sit, press it, unfold it. Now you need a similar line running from the top right corner to the bottom left corner. So let's fold that from the top corner to bottom corner. Now all these lines are going to help you make your pinwheel. There. You can see two more lines running across each other here. Now the next thing you need to do is open this top side, and these two flaps that you see need to be opened up outside with the help of your fingers. So let's do it one by one. Bring this top side downwards. Open the left one and the right one with the help of your fingers. Just push them in a little and press the sides. And this is the shape that you get. Now, turn it over. When you put it upside down, you have the other side here. And the same thing which you did on this side has to be done here. So just lift it a little. Put in your fingers between the two flaps. Open them outwardly. The lines that you made previously are going to help you now. Press the sides. Now, this is what you get here. What you need to do is, once again, fold from the top right corner to the bottom left corner. Like this. Unfold it. Now you can see there is a square in the center and there are two flaps which have two corners on either sides. So this top flap has the corner on the outer side. So this bottom right corner of the upper flap has to be folded upwards along this line that you have just made. Fold it upwards. Now this corner which is on the right side has come on the top side now. Similarly, this top left corner of the bottom flap has to be folded downwards along this line, this diagonal line which you just made, and fold it like that. It has shaped up very well. You can see that already. So now the corner has come from the left side to the bottom side. You have four corners pointing in all the four directions. Your pinwheel is ready. You simply have to just take a pin, insert it, and you can just roll one paper on the pencil and you can put it behind this. I have one ready for you. It might look something like this. Fun to watch it when you have wind blowing and it rotates. I have something very interesting for you. It is called an UFO. Now, do you know what a UFO means? It means unidentified flying object, which means it's an alien craft ship. Well, nobody's actually seen it, but lots of people, especially in the USA, claim to have seen it. So let's just use our imagination and make something which might look like an alien craft ship. Let's make a UFO. Take any color that you want. I'm taking a black one. Now the initial steps are same as that of a pinwheel. Let's make it first. Fold this left side to the right. Fold it into half. Unfold. Fold the left side to the center line. And then the right side to the center line. And then fold the top side to the bottom. Again folding it into half. Unfold to get a center line. Fold the top side to the center line and the bottom side to the center line. Now you have to make 2 more folds running from one corner to another. So let's do it from the top right corner to the bottom left corner first. Unfold it and make another diagonal line by folding it from top left corner to bottom right corner. See? Unfold it. Now you have 2 more lines cutting across each other. Unfold all of this. Fold the top side again and just push in your fingers a little and bring these 2 top flaps outwards like that. This is the same thing which you had done by making a pinwheel. Upside down, fold the top side. With the help of your fingers, pull the 2 flaps outside, that, and press all the sides. Now fold this bottom right corner of the top flap along this line on the square, and it ends up pointing upwards outside the top edge of the square. Similarly, the top left corner of the bottom flap gets folded downwards along this line on the square, and it ends up pointing downwards outside the bottom side of the square. Now this is something which looks like a pinwheel. Let's get further down there and we will end up making a UFO. Okay, you can see that these are 4 corners pointing in 4 different directions. Let's begin with this top right one. Open these 2 flaps and bring this top corner down at the center point like this, pressing it from the top and the sides like this. Let's do it to this left corner here. Bring it to the center. Open the 2 flaps and press it from the top side and alongside also from the sides. You can see the corner has come to the center point. Now the rest 2 corners also have to be brought at the center point. So first open it, press it, and then the 4th one. Now you have folded in all the 4 corners to the center line. What you have to do next is fold this left corner, which is at the center line, towards its own center line. You will see that every flap has a center line of its own, and every flap also has 2 corners on the outside, on the left and the right side. You have to fold in both these corners to the center line. These steps are a little tricky ones because the folds get smaller here. Now simply lift this corner, the left corner of the top right flap, and bring it to the center line, beginning to fold from the center point like this. And then the other corner on the right also gets folded to the center line, beginning to fold from the center point. Now if you have followed this well, You can do it to the rest of the flaps. Let's do it. Now bring this inner corner from the center line to the center line of this flap. You have to begin folding from the center line and bring the corner to its own center line. Let's do it to all the other flaps, one by one, step by step. See, you have to begin folding them from the center point. And then the last one, all the corners have come to their own center line, the center line of their own flaps. That's it. That's not all. There's some more folds to be done. This tip that you see, we are at this top right flap now. So this tip that you see at the center line, there are two tips on every flap. This tip has to be folded back to the outside edge. Let's do the other one as well. Now the reason why we have folded this is because we need this line. When you unfold, you find there is a line here. This line will help us unfold this, open the two flaps, this, and very gently just press it from the top. You have done this step in so many other things that you have made, but this gets tinier here. So you need to be a little gentle with these folds. Open the other one. Simply press it from the top side, and alongside you press it from the sides. Now you have the white side coming on the top side. Do the same thing to the rest of the flaps. Open it, press it from the top, open it, and press it from the top and sides. Press it. You can always shift the sides whichever way you find it comfortable. What is important is the folds should be correct. You have to remember to fold it towards the side so that you have this line here which will help you. See, when you have that line, it gets so much easier. Open it, and this is the last one. Wow, that already looks so pretty, but still doesn't look like a UFO. Few more folds. Now you will see that there are 4 points or tips at the center point. You have to lift it one by one and fold it to the outside. Let me show it how. Let's begin with the top right flap first. This tip has to be folded towards the corner. The line you can see is at the edges of these folded triangles, small little triangles that you have here. So the white part gets folded on the black part. Do the same thing to the rest of the tips. Fold it backwards onto the black part. I know you all are waiting impatiently to have a UFO ready for you. This is the last fold that you're making. This means you have some space in the center, like that. It does look like an UFO. The only thing missing is an alien. We are now going to make a caterpillar. I'm sure you all know a caterpillar is something which turns into either a butterfly or a moth. So let's make one. Take a green sheet of paper and fold this from top to bottom. When you unfold this, you have a center line. Fold the top side to the center line. And the bottom side also gets folded to the center line. There you go. Now, flip it over. You need to fold these 4 corners. Now, 2 will be folded on the back side and 2 would be folded on the front side. Now, the right side would be folded on the back side, just a little, not too much, because this is going to be the tail of our caterpillar. Now, this is the body, and after we finish making the body, we're going to make the head. So, let's finish making the body first. The head will be made later on, and this top side will be folded on the front side like this. Start folding somewhere near this center line, and it's a slanting fold like this. And then the other one, start folding from somewhere near the center line. Make a slanting fold. This. So now you have folded all the 4 corners. Let's make the body. First, you need to make a mountain fold like this on the back side, and then a valley fold so that you have this paper coming back on the top like this. Then once again, a mountain fold. You can flip over the paper if you want, if that is easier for you, and then go back having a valley fold and see how it looks from the top. This is what it looks like. This is again the same procedure going on throughout. Go on folding in the same way until you reach the other side. A mountain fold followed by a valley fold. You can do it from the front side or the back side. That's your choice. All you need is this kind of effect on the front side. And the last one. You've got so many folds. See, this is what it looks like when you unfold, but you need not unfold. This is just to show it to you. You have all these folds, and this is what you spot when you see a caterpillar. This is the characteristic of a caterpillar. Now what you need to do is fold this top side to the bottom from the back side. You already have a center line here. Now after you have folded it from the center, the body of your caterpillar is ready. Now you need to make a head. We're going to paste it here after you finish making a head. So let's put this aside and make the head first. Take another sheet of green paper and put the white side up. Now fold the left side to the right side and then the top side to the bottom. Your paper has turned back into a square again. Now lift this bottom left corner, just the top sheet, and fold it to this top right corner. Press the fold, unfold it. Make a nice fold here. Now just lift this top leaf from the bottom end, push in your fingers and making use of this line that we have just made, open it outwardly. So you can see the top square has taken the shape of a triangle. So flip it over. You can see there is a triangle on one side and the square on the other. So now fold this top right corner of the square to the center line or the bottom left corner of the square. Press the fold, unfold it and lift the top sheet of the square and making use of your fingers and take this as a guiding line. Press it along this line and you will see another triangle is formed on the top of the first one. Now, the next thing is just turn it in such a way that you have the open sides on the top. You have to fold this top left corner towards center line, but it ends up pointing upwards like this. Start folding from the bottom tip. And now you will see that this top left corner of the upper sheet has come to this edge, which is outside the upper edge of the triangle. And this left side has come and rested on the center line. Let's do it to the right side. Fold it in exactly the same way, so that the corner ends up pointing upwards. Now next thing, fold this top tip and this corner has to be folded in such a way that this corner comes on the center line, and start folding from this top tip like this. And you will find a small triangle coming on the top. Let's do it to the other side. Fold from this top tip and bring this right corner to the center line while beginning to fold from the top tip. Another triangle coming on the top. Now you can see this top edge of these small triangles. Another fold is made from the top tip and it rests very close to the edge of the small triangle. Let me show it to you. Lift this right side flap and fold it downwards in such a way that this tip ends up pointing outwards and the inner side at the center line, it comes just where the edge of the small triangle is. Let's do it to the other one. Lift this left side and begin folding it from this inner corner of the center line, and this inner side comes just close to this edge. So it looks like this now. It's shaping up very well. Lift this left corner and bring this to the point here. Let me show it again to you. Lift this top left corner and bring it to this point at the center line. Now fold in the right corner and bring it to the center line. Press your folds. Next, you need to fold back this tip. It does not rest here at the center point. Fold it back in such a way that this tip almost touches the outer edge, like this. This is a straight fold. It comes outside of the small triangle. Let's do it on the other side. Fold it. Bring it to this outer edge. Here, like this. Now, just turn it upside down. It's going to be easier folding now. This is a small tricky fold. After this next fold, you will have the eyes of the caterpillar. So watch very carefully. This right tip that you see on the uppermost part has to be folded in like that. Once again, this tip has to be folded to the outer edge of the same uppermost flap, like this. Unfold this and you will see the small lines on both the sides. Now this is going to help you because when you open this small triangle, which is on the topmost part, you have to press this top side. I will show you how. Just open it a little and press the top side. This, using the lines that you have just made. Now that you have formed a pair of eyes, let's move on to make the mouth. So first turn it upside down and fold this bottom tip upwards like a valley fold. Just a little. Press a fold and then fold this tip back so that it touches the base or the bottom side. This shaped up very well and you all are doing wonderfully. So the mouth is ready and we have the body. All we need to do is paste them together. So let's do it. With the help of a glue, paste them together. And caterpillar ready for you. We're now going to make a duck. So let's take a sheet of paper and fold it into half from this top left corner to the right. And fold it to get a center line. Now, you have to fold this corner on the top to the center line. Start folding from this right corner. And similarly, the opposite corner also comes to the center line. Like I always say, if you find it comfortable, you can always shift the sides to make your folds look complete. and neater. Now there is this colored triangle, in fact 2 triangles if you lift the flap and see, of the colored part, and 1 white triangle. This white triangle has to be folded to the colored part, but not completely, leaving a small portion on the back side, or rather on the top side. Now fold one side to the other and turn it upside down. Now you need to have these open ends towards yourself on the left. Now the next fold you're going to do is fold this top tip downwards somewhere in the center. This. And this corner that you see at the bottom, the 2 corners here, this will get folded and this top corner will touch the right side edge, or the side which is opposite to this corner here. And this is a slanting fold and it touches the edge of the other side. This. Open it and fold all the folds like this, and you will now see there are 2 lines here which will help us make the neck, and these will help us form the wings. Now fold along the lines which are at the bottom part like this, fold it inwards, and then fold one side on the top of other. You have now to make an inward fold. Now fold this left side inwardly, just push in a little, and making use of these lines we have made, you will see that this left side has been folded inside. All you need to do is turn it upside down so that you have this tip towards the top side. The next thing is to make a beak. So just lift this tip, make a mountain fold, and after you've made a mountain fold, make a valley fold like this. What you have done is made first a mountain fold and then followed by a valley fold. Unfold this and you will find lines here. This is going to form like a peak of the mountain over the neck, and this valley fold is going to go inside. Let's see how. Just open the flaps a little, pushing it from the back and pulling the tip downwards. Make use of these 2 lines and let it come over the neck. I want to show that again to you. What you have done is first made a mountain fold and then a valley fold, pushing it from the down here. From one finger, push the top end in such a way that the mountain fold forms like a peak of a mountain over the neck here. So that is the beak. This is the neck. And now the wings. Just open them a little. Lift this left side flap, leaving a small portion here. Let it come to the outside like this, so that you see some white thing here. It's a wing. Do the same to the right side flap here. Fold it towards the outside, leaving a small portion in here, and let it go to the outside from where you can see the wings. Your duck is ready to float in the water. We are now going to make a parrot. Now a parrot is popular all over the world. It has different varieties and is found in variety of colors. It makes it look very beautiful. The one we're going to make today is in green color. So take a green sheet of paper, turn it sideways and fold the top corner to the bottom corner. Unfold it to get a center line. Now fold the bottom corner to the center line, beginning to fold from the right corner. Then fold the top corner also to the center line, beginning to fold from the right corner. Now you have a white colored triangle on the left side. Now this has to be folded on the back side like a mountain fold. You can also flip it over if you find it easier. Flip it over again. And you can just shift if you like it or do it in the same way, whichever side is comfortable for you. Now next thing you need to do is fold this top corner downwards to the center line, beginning to fold from this center line here on the left side. So the left flap gets folded. Once again, let me make it clear for you. Fold in this top left corner to the center line, beginning to fold from the corner of the top flap which is at the center line. Similarly, fold the bottom left corner, beginning to fold from the center line here and bring this bottom corner also to the center line. Press your folds. Now, you have to make another fold which is very crucial here. Fold it all along these lines or the edges that you see from this top end to the center line. Let's just fold it. This. Unfold and you see a line here. Now fold from this bottom end or the corner on the bottom side to the center line all along this edge that you see. Like this. You will know very shortly why we have made these lines. So you have made a line all along the edges here. Open this flap at the bottom and lift this bottom flap. See, you have unfolded it and fold it along the line that you have made. This and bring it to the outside. Let me do it again for you. You have brought this corner from the center line which was at the top of the center line to the outside. You make a mountain fold like this and bring it to the bottom. It's outside the edge. Let's do it to the top corner now. Open up. Just push in with your finger and this corner which is at the top of the center line will come to the outside. Fold it along the line. And you have both the tips pointing outwardly. Fold the top side to the bottom. It's folded into half. Now you have a white colored triangle on the left side. Made a mountain fold at this tip. Let's make the feet properly. What you have done is made a mountain fold at this tip. And this tip ends up coming outside like that. So that it looks like the claws of the parrot. So it's coming outside the edge. Gives it a proper shape. And now let's make the beak. So make a mountain fold at the tip here in such a way that you can see the beak coming from beneath. See? Now you've already given a proper shape to the parrot. Just do a little more detailing. Let's make an eye here. And there's this red line all along the neck, and this beak which you see from beneath. Parrots are vegetarians. They do not eat worms like some other birds do. They love eating guavas and green chilies. It looks amazingly pretty. We're now going to make a flower with a stem and a vase. So we're going to make 3 things. Let's begin with the first one, and that is a flower. Take a square sheet of paper, keep the white side up and turn it sideways so that you have a corner pointing upwards. Now fold the top side to the bottom, fold it into half, and then fold this top left corner, beginning to fold from the bottom tip. And if you find this tricky, what you can do is first fold the left side to the right so that you have a center line. And fold it, and do that what we had done earlier. Fold this top left corner, beginning to fold from the bottom tip, then fold the top right corner, again beginning to fold from the bottom tip, and bring the sides to the center line. Now, having done that, fold this bottom tip to the top tip. This. And then fold this left tip inwards. This, make a slanting fold. And you can see that this bottom left corner is coming to the center line. And similarly, this bottom right corner is coming to the center line, and you have made a slanting fold. Just flip it over. 2 more folds. Lift this top flap on the top side and bring it downwards. Now this inner edge on the center line comes and rests very close to the top side of this base. You can see you have a base here and 2 flaps on the top. So lift this top tip and bring it down to this top edge of the base. Similarly, the right one. You have made a beautiful flower, but let's keep that aside for a while till we make a stem first. So take a green colored sheet, keep the green side on the top and turn it sideways. Fold the right side to the left. Fold it into half so that we have a center line. Now this is just to guide us for a next fold. Fold this right side again to the left side, but just a little before the center line. You can see that we have folded this just a little before the center line. Flip it over. Take a pencil, Just turn it sideways so that it becomes easier for us to roll. You roll it right from this longer side to the tip. Go on rolling. Till you reach the tip here. So before you leave it, you need to stick the end here. Glue it up. And stick it. Hold it for a while so that it stays there. Take your pencil out. A wonderful stem is ready. To make it complete, you have to turn one side to the other, making it into half. Like this. So you have folded it right from the center and you have to stick the flowers here. But before we do that, let's make a vase first. Let's put it aside for a while. Take a sheet of paper, keep the white side up and turn it sideways so that you have a corner. Fold the bottom corner to the top. Paper gets folded into half. Then fold this bottom corner in such a way that it touches the right side edge like this, and this is a slanting fold. Let's do it to the other side. This bottom right corner also gets folded and comes to the left side edge. The left corner touches the right side edge and the right corner touches the left edge. Having done that, just open up a little, and what you have to do is fold this left tip once again, making use of this end here. You can see this line is going from top to bottom. So the point where this line ends, the slanting line ends, you have to begin folding from here and make another fold. Then another one on the right side. Open it up. Then once again fold it on the first line that you have made and fold back along this line which you have made for the second time. Starting to fold from the bottom tip. This once again on the right side. First the inner fold and then the second line. So both the corners end up pointing outwards. And when you flip it over, your vase is ready for you. You just need to do a little sticking here. Put some glue, paste it so that it stays like that. Press it hard. And when you flip it over, you will see that there is an opening here to put your flowers in. So let's take the flowers first and keep this aside here. Now that you have made your vase, flower and the stem, let's just all put them together. I have another flower ready for you. You have to stick them together. Let's do it to the other stem. Be careful that you put the glue on the back side. You can make as many flowers as you want and stems along with it. And choose whatever color you like, because you have flowers in every possible color. So let's take a vase. It's well stuck now. Open the sides. Let's put it in. And once you have put it in, we're sure to make it look beautiful. So what are we going to make next? We're going to make an animal called a giraffe. Now if you are wondering what is so interesting about a giraffe, let me tell you some more interesting facts about this animal. You all know it has a long neck which helps it to eat the leaves from these tall trees which are in the savanna region. But besides that, do you know it has a large heart about the size of a basketball, and it eats about 130 pounds of leaves in a day. Yes, and though it's a vegetarian, if challenged, it can even beat down a lion. That's interesting. On that note, let's take a sheet of paper, and preferably a yellow one to make it look more natural. Keep the white side up and turn it sideways to the bottom left corner. And press the sides. This. And then fold this top left corner to the bottom right corner. Next, fold this bottom right corner of the upper sheet to the bottom left corner. Unfold this to get a line. Just push in your fingers and open this outwardly. Press the side folds, flip it over. Now fold this bottom left corner to the bottom right corner at the base. Now there's one more fold you need to do. Just lift this left side and fold it on this top side of the square. Like this. Unfold it. With the help of your fingers, shape this as a square by opening up the flaps. Now, place it in such a way that you have the open sides at the bottom. Now fold this left corner of the top sheet towards the center, starting to fold from the bottom tip. Then the right one to the center point, starting to fold from the bottom tip. Flip it over and do the same to the left and the right corners on this side as well. Bring them to the center point, starting to fold from the bottom tip. After that, make a mountain fold on this top side like this, and you can see that the fold is made at the top edges of the side flaps. Press this little hard so that it helps you in the next fold. Open the side flaps and lift this and just unfold the bottom one as well. What you need to do is unfold it completely, a little gently, so that you don't end up tearing the paper. Now, when you open this sheet, you will find there are lots of lines crisscrossing each other. You will have a square right in the center and a few triangles on the sides. Now, this is going to be the guiding line for us. Just turn it sideways so that you have the corner pointing upwards and downwards as well, and one corner on the left and one corner on the right side. Let's begin this fold Now first fold this bottom side of the square. Can you see this line at the bottom side of the square? Fold along this line. Just the bottom side of the square, and the lines that you see on the side of the square, fold the sides along these lines, and you will see that the sides have come to the center line like this. And there is a triangle right in the center. Now fold in both the left and the right sides and simultaneously bring this top tip of the triangle downwards. But it does not rest there on the center line. What you need to do is lift it once again and bring both the sides together. What you are doing is bringing the left and the right side together like this. And then fold it on the left side like this. And press it. Now the same thing has to be done on the other side. So let's just put it upside down and begin by folding along this bottom side of the square, and then all along the lines on the side of the square so that the side edges come to the center line. And again you have a triangle in the center. Press it from the left and the right side. You have to fold the sides till you reach the corners. Just be a little patient with your work, and the result what you get is going to be truly amazing. So let's do it. Just fold this a bit and bring down the tip as you did on the first part. Very gently. Press it down. Then lift it again. And what you have to do is bring the left side onto the right side. Press it from both the sides inwardly like this. Press from the sides and bring it on the same side as the other one. This. Now, you have these two tips pointing on the right side. Now you have to fold this right side backwards to the left and turn it and place it in such a way that you have these two tips pointing downwards. Now you can see there is a small rectangle right in the center. You have to fold this top flap from the top right corner to the bottom left corner like this and make a slanting fold. Press it, unfold this, and then fold it from top left corner to bottom right corner. These are two slanting folds that you have made, and when you unfold, you can see two diagonal lines on a rectangle. Now, making use of these lines, you have to lift this top flap and fold the left side to the right. Press this, and you have to make use of all these lines here. See the way I'm doing. Press this from inside, and this side comes on the top, and fold it to the right side. Let me show it once again. What you have done is folding the left and the right side together, inwards, bring it to the center and fold it down to the right side, making use of all the lines that we just made on the rectangle. Now once this gets folded down on the right side, flip over the paper. It comes on the left side now. Fold in the left corner to the center line. And it's not just left corner, it's this edge down below also comes to the center line. Like that. And then the right side corner and this right side edge, which is on the rectangle part, also comes to the center line. Done that? One simple fold is to fold them inwardly. That means the left side comes to the right side, like that. And press your folds. Your giraffe is nearly done. And then you will see it shapes up very well. Now this part has to make an inward fold here. So make a mountain fold like this. Open it. Open both the flaps and push this outward part inwards like this, and alongside folding all along the lines that you have just made. This is the inward fold. That's it. Now that you have made an inward fold, just press along all the sides once again, because it's a little thick now. That's it. Let's go on to make the head. Make the mountain fold here on the top side like this. Unfold it and open the flaps a little. Just push along with your fingers in such a way that these lines form like the mountain peaks here, and it goes over the neck like that. I'll just show it again to you. If you want, after this mountain fold, you can also make one valley fold like that to make it a little easier for you. So you have all these lines here. Open the two folds like that and press along with your fingers. The valley fold goes on the inside while the mountain folds come on the top side, forming the head of the giraffe. Now, if you want a little more natural look, what you can do is take a brown colored sketch pen and make some spots similar to that of the giraffe. These are big ones on the body, and it tends to get lighter as you go on towards the legs. It gets smaller. When you have finished coloring all these spots, I have one ready for you. Might look somewhat like this. Now, doesn't that look gorgeous? It's worth all the efforts that you have put in. Now, that's a giraffe with a long leg trying to reach the leaves of a long tree. Now, let's place it and see how wonderful that looks. So what are we going to make next? We're now going to make an owl. An owl is known to be one of the wisest birds. Let's try and make this. Take a square sheet of paper. We have chosen a brown one. Now this top corner on the right gets folded to the bottom left corner, and the top left corner comes to the bottom right corner till it takes the shape of a triangle. Now lift this top sheet at the bottom right corner and bring it to the bottom left corner. All you have to do is push in your fingers and open this outwardly so that it forms a square. Flip it over, fold the bottom left corner to the bottom right corner, and once again after unfolding, lift this left side and place it to the top side of the square. Press the folds, unfold it, and simply fold it all along the lines. That's it. You have another square now. Turn it in such a way that you have the open ends towards the bottom. Now fold this top left corner, not this top, but of the top sheet. Beginning to fold from the bottom tip, the left corner of the top sheet comes to the center line, and the right corner of the top sheet also comes to the center line, starting to fold from the bottom tip. Flip it over and do the same on this side as well. So all the four corners have been folded in, starting to fold from the bottom tip. Fold this top part back side from this upper edge of the side flaps, and fold both the side flaps. Lift the bottom tip of the top flap, move it upwards, start folding from the bottom tip all along the lines, and go on until you reach the top side. You need not hurry, just do it very gently. And never worry if you're not able to do it in one go. All you need is practice. What is important is that you keep practicing. Now let's do it to the other side. So we flipped it over, unfold, fold it all along the lines. Remember, you never have to lose heart. Just have to practice and see how you're going to master this art of origami. Then you end up making wonderful things. That's it. Your paper has taken the shape of a diamond now. What you have to do is fold this top side to the bottom part, flip it over, and here too you have to fold this top part to the bottom. The paper now looks like this. Now you have to fold this left corner of the top flap and bring it to the center line, beginning to fold from the top tip. Then again beginning to fold from the top tip, bring the right corner of the top flap also to the center line. Flip it over and do exactly the same thing on this side by bringing in both the left and the right side corners to the center line, starting to fold from the top tip. Now, when you lift this, you will see that you have some flaps down beneath between the top and the bottom flaps. we will make use of these flaps to make the wings of the owl. Now just lift this bottom flap and bring this right side flap upwards to the right side. And fold it in such a way that ends up pointing on the right side. Do the same to the left flap, which rests between the top and the bottom flap right now. Take it out like that and make the small fold here between the two flaps. This will rest towards the outside. Just press it a little and you will have a pair of wings, but it still doesn't look an owl. So let's make the head first. Turn this top tip downwards. Like this. It's just a little further away from the corners of the wings that you see. It is in line with the corners. It is not in line with the corners, just a little above the tip of the corners. Now this tip, which has come downwards, will be folded upwards like a valley fold. And there's another line which we are going to make somewhere in the center between these two to make it look more like a head. So make a mountain fold in the center. This. So after this mountain fold, you can see that this small tip is coming from beneath the folds. Let me show it to you once again. After you folded this top tip downwards, this tip will be folded upwards just a little like a valley fold, and we are going to make a mountain fold somewhere in the center of this head. Make a mountain fold by folding this inwards, or rather backwards, and what you have in front of you is the head and the beak of an owl. Now one last thing has to be done is at this bottom tip. For that you need to use a scissor. Lift this top sheet here. You have two flaps here, one top one and the bottom one. Lift the top one and cut this tip just a little bit. Just a tiny cut here to make it split into two. There you are. And fold this towards the right and fold the left one also. Remember, you have made just a tiny little fold. Fold it towards the outside. The left and the right tips get folded towards the outside. This. Your owl is indeed ready. We're now going to make a monkey. Now for that you need one square sheet of paper which we're going to make the body from. And remember, when you made the fox we used 1/4 sheet and the other 1/4 was saved. So we're going to make a face from this. Let's leave this square sheet of piece aside for a while. We'll make the face first. So this 1/4 piece is kept like this with the white side on the top and fold it from top to bottom into half. Make a diagonal line, open it, When you unfold, you have this center line, and then fold it from left to right. The smaller the piece of paper, the trickier the folds are. But don't you worry, you all are very smart and clever. You will be able to do it. You do have a center line here, and these lines are just going to help you a little. You have to fold in the top and the bottom corner. Just fold them a little. This, the top one, and the bottom one, and then once again fold the top side just a little so that you can still see a small piece of triangle coming from beneath. Same thing has to be done to the bottom part. Fold it just a little so that you can still see a small triangle coming from beneath. Now, you have two corners, one on the left and one on the right side. These have to be folded inwards. Let's see how. Begin folding from this left corner like this and bring in this top left corner just a little towards inside and begin folding from the center line to the left corner. From the center line to the left corner. See, you have brought this top left corner inwards. Similarly, bring in this right side on the top inwards by beginning to fold from the center line right up to the right corner. This and the top right corner here on the top has come somewhere in the center. The same thing has to be done to the bottom side. Start folding from the left corner right up to the center line and bring in the corner. Now this bottom right corner also gets folded in, beginning to fold from the bottom end of the center line right up to the right corner. Now you folded in all the four corners towards inside. Now simply lift the left side and fold it inwards a little further away from the center point. Do not go right up to the center point. A little further away. Let it rest here for a while. And then fold this left side once again, leaving a triangle to be seen from beneath. Let's do the same thing to the right side. Fold this right side just a little further away from the center points. It's almost the same distance as you have left for the other one. It does not touch the center point. You have to leave that space in between so that we can make a pair of eyes, a nose of the monkey. Now fold this right side inwards like this, and you can see this small triangle coming from beneath. Now this is the left and the right side, this is the top and the bottom side. All you need to do is simply turn it. So these two corners look like the ears of the monkey, and this is the head, the mouth and the chin here. Let's just draw a pair of eyes. Yes, with those eyes, it does look a cheeky little monkey, but not complete until you make the body. So let's keep this aside for a while. Let's take the sheet of paper, which is also brown in color. Keep the white side up. Now fold the top right corner to the bottom left corner and then the top left corner comes to the bottom right corner. It has taken the shape of a triangle. To make it a square, fold this top flap towards the left from the bottom right to the bottom left. Unfold it, you have a center line. Just push in your fingers and open it outwardly. You have a square. By now, I'm sure you have mastered this bit because you've been using it for a lot of items now. So let's flip it over. And you know what to do next. Bring this left corner to the bottom right corner. And just to make it a little easier, lift this part to the top part of the square. Press the folds. Bring it back downwards. And just open it up so that it takes the shape of a square. Press it from the top side and both the sides. There you have a square. Turn it sideways so that you have the open ends towards the bottom. Fold the left corner and bring it to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom tip. Then the right corner to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom tip. Let's flip it over and do the same on this side as well. You have brought in both the corners to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom tip. And this top tip is folded on the back side, on the top edges of the side flaps. Open up the flaps, lift it from the bottom, go on folding all along the lines from the bottom tip till you reach the top end. And go on folding till you reach the top end. Let's do it to the other side. Flip it over, unfold the flaps and open this tip from downwards. Bring it to the top. First, you need to fold it all along the lines. So you can see how useful all these lines are. We will not be able to make these folds if you had not made the previous folds. Now, when you finish folding, you will find that your piece of paper is in the shape of a diamond now. It has two flaps on both the sides, so fold the left corner to the center line and the right corner also to the center line. Flip it over. Do the same thing by bringing both the corners to the center line. You're all being very clever in doing it so well. Now, you have these split ends towards the bottom and the closed one here at the top. What you need to do is fold this left side inwardly to the right side, like this. Flip it over and do it the same thing on the other side as well. This is an invert fold. You have brought the left and the right side together. You have this split ends on the top side now. So let us turn it upside down, because these are going to become the feet of your monkey. First the legs and then the feet. First, let's move to the top body and make the hands. This top flap will come downwards. Turn it to the right side like this and fold the top side on to the bottom to make it into half like this. Let's do it to the other side. Let's flip it over and do the same thing on the other flap here. Fold it down to the right side. Fold one part on the another from the top to the bottom. Make it into half. This. And see, you have the body ready. You have the hands. The legs are almost ready. Just a little finishing touches. Fold the tips to the back side like this. And the left one also gets folded to the back side like this. So you have your feet ready. The legs are ready. So the body is ready. We have the face ready for us. All we have to do is stick them together. And that looks truly amazing. And your monkey is ready to hop around. Doesn't that look chic enough? Does. Let's start by making hen and rooster. So you need 2 sheets of square paper, and let's keep one sheet aside. And let's use the other one to make a hen. What you have to do is turn it sideways and fold it from bottom to top. Press the fold and fold it to get a center line. Fold the top corner to the center line. Start folding from the right corner. Fold the bottom one. Again starting to fold from the right corner, press it. Now just turn it a little so that you have the white triangle on the top and the bottom one is the colored one. Flip it over and fold this bottom tip, bring it to the top tip, and your paper ends up looking like this. Now you have to fold the left and the right corner inwards to the center line. Now press this really hard, because this is going to help you in the next step. The harder you press, the easier it's going to become for you to have the next fold. Now flip it over and you have to make a mountain fold from the bottom left corner to the top right corner on the center line, like this. And similarly, a mountain fold right from bottom right corner to the inner corner on the left, like this. Place it and unfold the left and the right side flap like this. You have to open this flap, insert your finger and bring the sides to the center line. Now you have to do the same thing on the left side. So insert your finger, open this and bring the side to the center line. Now lift this upper sheet and fold it downwards. Now again you have to fold the right side to the left. This. Make a mountain fold on the top side and folding it backwards like this. Now this is going to be the head and this is going to be the tail of your hen. So you have to make a mountain fold on the bottom part as well and bring this to the left side. Now see, it is in the same direction as the neck and this corner. So fold both the sides on the side of this corner and not on the other side. Now turn this in a way so that you have the corners pointing upwards. To make a neck, you have to open the flaps a little and push this inwards to make an inward fold. Now the neck is done. You need to make a beak here. So fold it backwards like this and downwards. Open it. Again, push this a little. And you have a beak ready for you. Now, the beak is done and the neck is done. You have to make the legs now. So this flap on the left side has to be folded to the center line like this. It has a corner on the left side. This corner will be folded to the center line, starting to fold from the bottom tip like this. Do the same on the other side. So flip it over and fold this to the center line first, and then the corner starting to fold from the bottom tip will be brought to the center line like this. Now both the corners have been folded to the center line, starting to fold from the bottom tip. To complete them, you need to fold just the tip upwards like this to give it a more complete and finished look. Now the hen is almost ready, except for the tail here. It has to be folded inwards. Now let me tell you, the rooster is also made in exactly the same way until you fold this tail. So I have one ready for you, which looks like this. You can see that all the steps are the same. The legs have been folded in the same way. The beak and the tail are same until now, but we are going to make a little difference here. Now, let's keep this aside for a while. Let's finish the hen first. Fold this tip downwards and bring it between the two flaps. Make it a little blunt. Now the hen is ready. For the rooster, all you need to do is make small cuts along the tail, and we'll make a bushy tail here. So for that, carefully and very slowly you have to make cuts in straight lines, not till the end. Just leave it before you reach the end of the tail. You will have a thin strips of paper. Now that you have cut them all, you can spread it in all directions just to give it a little more natural kind of a look. There you go. Now the rooster does look a little different than the hen. Your hen and rooster are almost ready. a few more detailings will be done after you paste it on the paper. So let's do that. Let's take this paper and stick them with the help of a glue like this. The hen is done. Now with the rooster. We are now going to draw a comb and a wattle. For that, you need a red color, small one for the hen and a bigger one for our rooster. Now you've drawn the comb, you just need to draw a small wattle here for the hen and a little bigger one wattle is this flesh which hangs in some animals from the neck. So after you have drawn this, it makes it look rather complete. Draw an eye. And wow, it looks fantastic. All your efforts have really paid off very well. We are now going to make a panda. Sure, you've seen a panda somewhere, either in a zoo or maybe on television. It has a soft furry body and is in the color of black and white. So let's take a black colored paper and fold from top to bottom. A panda loves eating bamboo shoots. Now unfold this and you have a center line. Turn it sideways and this top left corner will be folded to the center line, this, and the top right corner also gets folded to the center line, and this bottom part has to be folded just a little, maybe the size of width of your finger, this much. That should be enough. Flip it over and fold the left side to the center line, beginning to fold from the top tip. Now fold the right side to the center line, again folding it from the top tip. Flip it over and open up these two flaps, black in color, to the outside and fold in the left corner of this flap to the side edge of the inner triangle in the white. Similarly, the right corner also comes and touches the side of the triangle. So the left corner comes to the left side of the triangle and the right corner comes to the right side of the inner triangle. Having done that, you have to fold this top tip downwards like this, and the line is made in line with both the tips of the corners. Now you have to fold back this tip like this, leaving a small portion on the side, which means you are leaving the folded triangles here and folding the tip back like this. Now simply fold the right side to the left side. You have a small triangle on the top, and these are the hands of the panda and these are the legs. You need to fold in this bottom tip upwards, the legs, flip it over and do it to the other leg as well. Now that you've finished making the body of the panda, let's move on to make the head now. Take the same colored paper and keep the colored side up, turn it sideways and fold it from top to bottom. Press the folds. Now turn the left side, the left corner to the bottom tip, and the right corner also goes to the bottom tip. Now this making of a mouth will require a lot of folds, very tiny bit of folds, so it can get a little trickier at times. You don't have to worry because you are following very attentively. So let's start doing it again, and lift this bottom tip of the top flap and fold it to the top tip. And similarly, the right flap also gets folded in the same way. From the bottom tip goes to the top tip. Once again, the top tip gets folded down and comes to the corner on the left. Similarly, the right side fold also comes on the right corner. Now this top flap of the small triangle will once again get folded. Start folding from the center point here. Fold it like this, and the tip ends up pointing outwards. Now fold it again exactly in the same way. Begin folding from the center point, and the corner ends up pointing on the outside. Now press this very nicely because there's another fold coming up. Open this and you will find a line on both the sides of this flap, one on the inner side and one on the outer side. What you need to do is open this, insert a finger and open this flap, making use of these two lines. Now you can see that the top side was actually on the center, so it has come on the top now. We will do the same to the one on the right side. Now these two lines, one on the inside and one on the outside, will be used to make the next fold. Now both of them will help us make the panda's ears. What you need to do next is fold this top corner inwards, and after folding it will be in line with the inner corners of both the flaps. Then fold the left corner inwards, and this is in line with the corner on the left side. The right corner has to be folded inwards, again in line with the outer corner of the right flap. Having done that, flip it over and you can see the ears have already shaped up very well. Let's go on to make the mouth. For this, fold the bottom tip to the top tip and fold to get a line here. And you can see there are two leaves, the upper and the bottom. Lift the upper leaf from the bottom tip and fold it to this center line here. Now listen very carefully. The bottom tip of the second flap gets folded to the base of the top triangle. Now once again fold the bottom side of the second flap upwards on the first one. There are two more very small folds, so watch very carefully. Now these two corners that you see of the second flap need to be folded down. So this can prove to be a little tricky, but do it very carefully. So turn this down, folding it like this. Let's do it to the other one. The left one also gets folded down like this. Now, this top flap and the top tip has to be brought down like this. Just one last fold is to fold back this tip upwards. And this is nearly done. All you need to do is make a pair of eyes. And a nose. Makes our head complete. We can stick this on the top of our body, paste them together and place the head over the top of the body, and you can find that all the efforts that you have put in has really paid off very well. Your panda looks fantastic. We are now going to make a stork, which is a wading bird, and it has a long neck to catch fish. So let's make one. Take a sheet of paper, keep the white side up, and fold the top right corner to the bottom left corner. Press the folds, fold the top left corner to the bottom right corner this time. Great. Now you have a triangle in front of you. We have to make it into a square. So how do we do it? Take this top sheet and fold the bottom right corner to the bottom left corner. Press it. And fold it to get a center line. Push in your fingers between the two flaps and open it outwardly so that it takes the form of a square. Press the sides. Flip it over. We have to do the same on this side, but let's do some folding first. So fold the left corner on the bottom to the bottom right corner of the square and fold it. Once again, lift this bottom left corner and fold it to the top side of the square. You have to make a fold at the center line of the square like this and fold it. Open the two flaps, push in your fingers and press the sides. So you have another square here. Now place it in such a way that you have the open ends at the bottom. Now fold the left corner to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom end. Now fold the right corner of the top flap of the sheet, bring it to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom corner. Flip it over, fold the left corner again to the center line, once again beginning to fold from the bottom tip. The right corner also gets folded to the center line, starting to fold from the bottom tip. Now this top side has to be folded downwards on the back side like this, and the fold is made at the top edges of the folded flaps. Now unfold these side flaps and you will see all the lines here which are very useful for us. These are in fact the guiding lines for us. You have to bring this bottom tip of the top flap upwards and beginning to fold from the bottom tip all along the lines that you see on the sides. Go on folding all along the lines till you reach the top tip. So now you know why you made all those folds. Once you press the folds, it looks complete. So flip it over. Let's do the same thing on this side as well. Unfold all this, making use of all these lines. Lift the bottom tip, fold it upwards, beginning to fold from the bottom tip all along the lines. Go on folding along the lines till you reach the top tip. That's it. You can see that your paper has taken the shape of a diamond now. Now the next thing you need to do is fold this left corner of the top flap to the center line, but you have to begin folding from the bottom tip. The corner comes to the center line and the left side has been folded into half. You have to begin folding from the bottom tip like this. Do the same thing to the right side. Bring the right corner also to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom tip. The same thing has to be done to the other side. So let us flip it over. And let's begin to fold from the bottom tip and bring the left corner to the center line. You're doing a great job. And then the right one also comes to the center line, beginning to fold from the bottom tip. Now you have folded in all the four corners. Now, you ready for the next thing? Yes, let's go on. You have to fold this left and the right side, which is at the bottom. There's a slit here. So you have to fold from the point where the slit begins. Make a mountain fold like this. On the left side and the right side, this is a mountain fold. And the fold starts just at the point where the slit begins. Little slanting fold. Unfold this left side and push it between the two flaps, making an inward fold. That's it. And the same thing to the right side. Open it and push it between the two folds. This. Now you have made an inward fold on both of these. What you need to do is make a beak on one side. One is going to be the tail. Just fold it like that. The tip will now become a beak. So open the two flaps, push it in like that, make an inward fold, and you have formed a beak. Now the beak is formed, the tail is formed. All you need to do is hold from the middle part like this, the two flaps, and just pull it apart to make beautiful looking wings. Very slowly, very gently, so that you don't mess up with the paper. There you form a body, and the stork is all done. You all have done such a fantastic job.
That's all for now. You've finished making a lot of fantastic things. Just go on practicing and see how your work becomes neater and better. So bye-bye for now and have fun.